overseas companies, multinational companies that have good brands and good so-called good reputations, were actually paying bribes and extracting money and contracts from some of these major institutions that we have. The board that we appointed last year has now developed a recovery plan. A new management team is in place in Transnet, and we can begin to see the difference in terms of the volumes that are being carried, for example, on the iron ore line, the coal line, the chrome and magnetite line, and so on. There are new investments that will take place on many of these lines to make the process more efficient. We are still stuck with the locomotive deal with the Chinese company. They still owe South Africa 99 locomotives, and there's no movement despite 2 years of negotiations with them. They also are not supplying parts, and they're not supplying the technicians that are required to repair those locomotives that are at a standstill at the moment. But hopefully the next administration can take some of those issues forward. But there's now an upward trajectory as far as Transnet is concerned, and we will see continuous improvements in every regard. But the key is to get new equipment, whether it's locomotives, whether it is cranes or straddlers or other equipment that can make our ports a lot more efficient. So all you see when the news comes out about Durban Port or Cape Town Port is how poorly they operate. What they don't say is the shortage of equipment that we have. And Transnet management has been able to get second-hand cranes from some parts of the world. They've ordered new cranes, but those things take 18 months to 2 years before they get delivered. But as it gets more money and orders more of these equipment, you'll see a change in their productivity as well. SAA we know that the transaction didn't go through, but it is in a stable state right now. It into it, so it needs some partner of some kind to bring in more cash so that it can hire more, lease more aeroplanes, expand its network, and make more profits in that particular regard, and become more self-sustaining as well. But we've taken it from being literally dead to something that's living at the moment, and it needs to grow from that point. And that applies to a couple of the other SOEs as well. So in sum, comrades, what we are saying is that political economy and what happens in the SOEs do matter. It's how we look after the assets of our country, and whether, like you've been saying, we make sure that those assets work for our people and for our citizens, and not for a handful of people who are the beneficiaries of one kind of contract or the other. But secondly, and much more importantly, all of these entities need to move to a new stage of efficiency in their operations so that they can make a difference to the economy itself. And that's the critical work that has been started, and the green shoots are there, and they need to be developed further as we go. But what we need to do as an absolute necessity is get rid of the culture amongst a wide range of South Africans, including people who might be holding political office or any other office, to keep looking for opportunities to extract money from these entities. And if we don't stop that, then we are defeating ourselves. Then we are going to once again say that these institutions are not working. So that culture must be an important part of the renewal of the culture, not just in the ANC, but in the alliance and in society as a whole as well. And if we can achieve that and become more implementation orientated, we'll make a big difference in the country in the next 5 years. Amandla, thank you very much.